Hello, my lovelies. I hope you're all having a wonderful day so far. BL is usually focused on the male to male dynamics, but there are some dramas in which one of the main leads is bisexual and dumps the girl to be with the man he loves. In this list today, I am going to be sharing 10 of my favorite bi characters in BL. Some of these are red flags, some are beige flags, and the others are green flags. So this list is a mix of all the flags. Let's talk about them one by one. Jiwoo was devastated when Sungyun suddenly left without any explanation. They had been inseparable since childhood, navigating life's ups and downs together, especially during the dark days following his parents' death. Sungyun had been his rock, the one who helped him grieve and cope with the loneliness and pain of losing his family. Their bond seemed unbreakable, and her abrupt departure felt like a betrayal. Jiwoo tried to cope by focusing on his work and devoting all his time to improve his skills as a chef. But it felt like a part of him was lost when Sungyun left him. That's when Sojun came into his life, a guy completely different from Sungyun. He's charming, attractive, and full of life. He had a magnetic personality that drew people in, and despite his own hardships and bouts of loneliness, Sojun had an infectious zest for life that was impossible to ignore. Jiwoo found himself being drawn to Sojun, and little by little memories with Sungyun fade away as the feeling of happiness and contentment crept in, erasing all the lingering feelings for Sungyun from his heart. Jaeyoung was one of the most popular students at the university. A design major with glossy hair and captivating brown eyes, he attracted the attention of both guys and girls alike. Standing over 6 feet tall, with a broad back and a face more handsome than most models and actors, whatever he wore deemed to suit him perfectly. Despite his popularity and numerous girlfriends, Jaeyoung had never been serious about any of his relationships. They were all just casual flings to him, nothing that ever held his attention for long. That was until Sangwoo, a pedantic junior, entered his life. Sangwoo was everything Jaeyoung was not, meticulous, serious, and focused solely on his studies. As the tension between them grew, both in and out of class, Jaeyoung found himself being more and more attracted to his pesky little junior who seemed to always glitch around him. Jaeyoung couldn't stop getting jealous when another girl pursued Sangwoo. He wanted Sangwoo all to himself. He wanted all of his attention. Even though Jaeyoung is the one who commanded all the attention in his previous relationships, he couldn't help but concede to Sangwoo again and again, falling hopelessly in love with him. Payu is a bisexual architect who graduated from university a few years ago but remains a popular and admired figure amongst the students. Not only is he exceptionally skilled at his job, but he also runs his own body shop where he indulges in his favorite hobby, repairing and enhancing superbikes. Payu has always been aware of his attraction to both boys and girls and has had his share of relationship over the years. One day, a naive and impressionable youngster named Rain walks into Payu's life, changing his life for the better. Rain, despite his initial claims of hating Payu, can't hide his obvious attraction to him. Payu finds it amusing to tease Rain, testing his desire and drawing out his true feelings. What starts as playful teasing and a casual interest begins to evolve into something deeper. Payu sees Rain as someone who needs to be looked after, to be cared for, to be pampered and loved. Payu loved his little tantrums, and he loved to pacify him after punishing him for being bratty. V has been in a relationship with his girlfriend Ploy for the past 3 years, but lately he feels that him and Ploy are growing apart. They rarely meet up or hold each other, and whenever V wants to hang out, Ploy gives him some or the other excuse to not meet up. V was deeply in love with Ploy when they first got together, and he had never imagined that a day will come when his feelings for Ploy will become lukewarm. At this period of his life, V encounters a pesky little junior called Mark who wouldn't leave his friend Bar alone. Initially, V just wanted to threaten Mark to not bother his friend Bar as he liked someone else already. But at the club one night when V found Mark, drunk out of his mind and crying out Bar's name, his heart is filled with rage. Even though he is in a committed relationship, he couldn't help himself and fucked Mark to claim not only his body but his heart too. Porsche is a popular bartender at P. bar who attracts the attention of all the women and is one of the reasons for the bar's success. Hundreds of women gather every night to be the lucky ones who will get to spend a night with the handsome, sexy and charming bartender Porsche. But little does Porsche know that saving a gangster's life would result in him being pounded by him in all positions for the rest of his life. Kin and Porsche's relationship started out with animosity and hate. Porsche hated Kin for making his life miserable because he refused to work for him as his bodyguard. But because he had no other option to earn money and a younger brother still in high school, Porsche had to let go of his pride and decides to become Kin's bodyguard. Kin is gay and regularly slept with pretty-looking guys. Even though Porsche never liked Kin in that way, but looking at beautiful, dainty men going in and out of his room every night made Porsche fume with jealousy. Porsche thought Kin will never be attracted to a foul-mouthed, manly and muscular guy like him. But to his surprise, Kin found him irresistible. Kin couldn't keep his hands off Porsche and soon their bodyguard-boss relationship turns into lifelong lovers. Jaewon's girlfriend Yoonji cheated on him while he was serving in the military. However, even before his deployment, Jaewon had caught Yoonji going to a motel with another guy on multiple occasions. Despite this, Jaewon never confronted Yoonji about her infidelity. Over time, he found it increasingly difficult to care about her or their relationship. Yoonji never truly understood Jaewon. In front of her, Jaewon felt like he always had to put on a facade of being this charming, lively, and carefree guy, while inside he felt completely the opposite. He was suffering inside, grieving the loss of his younger brother. There was this ongoing storm of sadness and despair circling around in his heart. But with Yoonji, he had to pretend to be someone he was not. So when Ji-yoon came into his life, Jaewon felt that he could finally breathe. He didn't have to carry this dark cloud of sadness and loss when he was around Ji-yoon. Ji-yoon felt like a fresh start to Jaewon, someone he can start over with, someone who doesn't care about his background, his money and what he will do in the future. Ji-yoon only loved him for him and accepted him as he is. His slender, beautiful figure and beautiful face were just a cherry on top of his childlike innocence and purity. San's life was a constant hustle. Between juggling his studies and various part-time jobs, he made time to pursue his passion for music. He would play at local gigs, record tracks in his makeshift home studio, and network tirelessly to get his name out there. When it comes to love and relationships, San is a person who enjoys the company of both men and women. San was living an ambitious life until one night, while at a nightclub, San found himself in a chance encounter with Ray in the washrooms. When San first met Ray, he saw someone who seemed reckless and disrespectful. Ray's habit of speaking his mind without a filter and his apparent disregard for responsibilities clashed with San's disciplined, goal-oriented nature. Ray was attracted to San and wanted to sleep with him. Initially, San objected, but soon enough they became bed partners. San tried to keep his distance, knowing Ray has someone else in his heart. However, despite his efforts to remain detached, San's heart didn't listen to his mind, and he ended up falling deeply in love with Ray, finding himself caught in a deep and bittersweet emotional struggle. The fact that Mook's longtime girlfriend Fojai remains friends with him even after they broke up and continues to rely on him for everything speaks volumes about Mook's character. It tells us that Mook is a gentleman through and through and a genuinely good human being. Women often have an instinct, a sort of radar when it comes to judging character. The fact that Fojai still turns to Mook in times of need indicates that she sees him as a trustworthy and dependable person. Mook started working as a caretaker for Dae, who suffers from partial blindness. Initially, the job was challenging for Mook. Dae's struggle made him frustrated, leading to moments of inconsiderate behavior. Mook, however, approached his role with understanding and compassion. Over time, Mok's unwavering support began to break down Dae's defenses. His kindness and consistency helped build a foundation of trust between them. Slowly but surely, Mok and Dae formed an unbreakable bond and spent their entire life together. Yoyak is a Muay Thai fighter who has a crush on his university classmate Tam. Yoyak is hesitant to pursue her because he's inexperienced when it comes to love and his flirting skills are not up to par. Tam had no idea that Yoyak is into her and she treats him just like a normal friend. One day Yak encounters a cute Dr. Wondi who looks irresistible with his flawless smooth skin and pouty lips. Wondi's seduction game is embarrassing, but Yoyak still finds him cute and ends up at his place. Surprisingly enough, their sexual dynamic is perfect and they fit each other like two pieces of a puzzle. Yoyak loves having sex with Wondi and being friends with him, but his heart still beats for Tam. However, the more time he spends with Wondi, the more his love for Tam is fading. Yoyak realizes that he doesn't think about Tam as much anymore and his thoughts are instead always focused on Wondi. He's filled with jealous rage when he sees Wondi's colleague Peter bothering him. He can't even think about Ter and Wondi together. Yoyak often wonders if he's satisfied with just having a friend with benefit relationship with Wondi or if he wants more. Tae had a very hard time accepting that he is bisexual. Initially, he was attracted to his friend Tan and pursued her for 2 years. However, when his childhood friend OU came back into his life, Tae started to experience emotions he had never felt before. The urge to keep OU close, to monopolize his attention, and to have him exclusively became overpowering, causing Tae to become fearful of his intense feelings for OU. Tae initially believed he couldn't develop romantic feelings for OU because OU wasn't a woman. However, as he spent more time with OU and witnessed his own visceral reactions to seeing OU with others, Tae's beliefs began to waver. Through heartbreak and trauma Tae put himself and others under, he finally realized that he loves OU and cannot live without him. So these were 10 of my favorite bisexual characters in BL. Tell me more in the comments below. I'm pretty sure there are so many more. See you guys with a new video very soon. Bye bye.